Hey, yo, what it is and what's good, y'all? Welcome back to 280 Plus, a social media podcast where I take the conversations off the timeline and go beyond the posts. I'm your host, Los Def, and I'm back here for episode 219 of the platform. Welcome back to everybody who is a returning viewer. If you're brand new to the channel, I know you need to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you can stay up to date to what we got going on. If you want to share the content with somebody, you know somebody that's interested in anything that we're talking about, make sure you hit that share button, give them that link. And then anybody that wants to join the conversation, whether you are a new user or a returning viewer, I like you hit that hit that comment section up, man, and give me anything you want, man. It could be criticism, it could be praise, it could be suggestions, it could be questions. We're open to anything, and we'll try to respond to you in a prompt manner. All right. So back here for episode 219 of the platform. And every time like there is like I notice nowadays, if it is like a longer holiday or a bigger holiday, I've been kind of like taking like a little bit of a break. I mean, I think I recorded right before Christmas, like right before Christmas Day, maybe a day or two before that. And then so I was like, all right, you know what I mean, let it marinate. And then when New Year's was coming around, I was like, I just ain't ready yet, man. I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about, but I was like, I'm gonna enjoy my time. And then that's what I did. I took advantage of just that time to just give myself some rest and relaxation and just focus onto the family and things like that. So yeah, man, moving forward though, man, hopefully everybody had a happy new year. If you do have a new year's resolution, you know what I'm saying, don't you don't have to shy away from it, you know what I mean. I know there's a stigma, and you got people that are out there that are willing to hate on you and kind of talk down on your resolutions and stuff like that and make fun of you because you can't follow through. Ignore those people, man. Ignore those people and do what you feel is best for you. Do what makes you feel good, right? And give whatever it is, give it an honest effort, right? Whatever it is, give it an honest effort and hold yourself accountable. Don't be afraid to hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? um I don't even remember last year because there are years that I don't really do a New Year's resolution or anything like that. But this year, I did want to like kind of focus on um nutrition. So like I've been working hard, man, like in the gym and stuff like that. Like I go 4 days a week, and when I do have a little bit of time off, on one hand it's easier to go when you're off of work, but then on another hand it's harder, right? Because my body is used to going at getting to the gym by 5:30. You know what I'm saying? Like at the latest. My body is used to that. But then when I'm off of work, I'm like, I ain't trying to go. I'm not going into the gym early, you know what I'm saying, at 5:30, like if I don't have to work. It just don't feel right. It just is like, yeah, I'm not taking advantage of all the rest and sleep that I can get because I don't probably get as much sleep as I probably should. So like I be trying to take advantage of that. And then what happens is when I sleep in a little bit, and sleeping in might be till 8 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? 7 o'clock. That might be sleeping in for me. But when I sleep in, it's like that motivation then to get out the house is harder. Like doing it before work at 5 some in the morning, it just feels very like I feel like I'm obligated to do it because I have to go to work every day. So if I'm going to work every day, I need to be going, I need to be working out. You know what I mean, or doing some type of active, doing something active. You know what I mean, because even on Fridays when I'm not at the gym, I'm in a gym playing basketball in the morning. Like, yeah, at 6 a.m. I'm playing ball. So it's like I gotta be to work anyway. So like why not be active and while everybody sleep is asleep, because that's the best time to like when you are. And this is and I've heard some women talk about this, but even men and stuff like that. Yo, if you are really trying to take your fitness seriously, and then you don't have, and you have a regular like schedule, whether it's like a 7 to 3, whether it's a 8 to 4, whether it's a 9 to 5, right? If you work any kind of hours like that, even 10 to 6, whatever, I would say it's best to just get it over with in the morning. Like in the morning, like whenever you wake up earlier than you think you should wake up, and just get it done, man. Because if you wait till let's say it's a school year and then your kids are in school after school time, you know what I mean, that's when all the extracurriculars are going on. That's when, commute times are crazy, I mean, rush hour traffic. So that's why I feel like it's best to just get it done early because you avoid a lot of that and then you don't have no room for excuses. So I've been very intentional about my routine and going as much as I go. And even when I'm off work for a extended period of time, it's like it's a little bit tough, but I still get in there. It was interesting though because I was just like when I was going to the gym during my time off, like during that Christmas break. Um, Even though I was going to the gym, I was seeing the people that I normally see at 5 a.m. I was seeing them at 8 o'clock, whatever, at 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, damn, do they kind of have the same kind of profession as me? And then it just makes me wonder, whatever. But it was kind of cool. But I've been steady with that. But this year, if I had to have a New Year's resolution, if or just something I want to change, it is it is about being more intentional about my nutrition, right? So if y'all don't know, right? If y'all don't know this by now, I got a cousin. Now I got a cousin. This is my dog too, man. It's my little cousin. He not that much. He bigger than me physically now. I think he might be shorter than me, but anyway, I got a cousin and his page is Fitness Farron, right? And yo, this dude, man, he is an inspiration, man. And like one thing I know about him is that he's very disciplined with his nutrition, but a lot of that though, it don't he don't be guessing about it. I mean, he uses different apps. I've had a couple people talking to me about my Fitness Pal, and I think this year I'm gonna get on it and like really, because I got the workout down. I don't have no excuses to like miss workouts. You know what I'm saying? So I got the activity down. It's just the nutrition, and I watch what I eat, and I'm mindful of what I'm eating, and I try not to drink my I was gonna say carbs. I try not to drink my calories and things like that. I'm mindful of that type of stuff, but I don't actually know if I'm eating right for my goals. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be more lean, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm lifting and I'm getting stronger and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily know, like I'm not leaning out. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be eating, I mean, because sometimes you don't even know you're supposed to be eating more. You know what I mean? Sometimes people undereat. I mean, or some people are overeating or like so I need to get really, really down to that. And the reason I brought up my cousin was that like he is a transformation story. Like he is not somebody that was it's in our genetics, you know what I'm saying? We got some really fit people in our family, you know what I'm saying? But for him as when he was growing up, he was I mean, he was I would say overweight, I guess. I guess that's I mean, he was a little chubby, you know what I'm saying? That's I mean, nicer way to say it. A little chubby, whatever. It wasn't nothing crazy, but he wasn't really an athlete. And then, bro, he I always tell this story too, man. It was a family reunion, man. It was like it might have been like '09 for real. And so I'm a little bit older than him. He might have been like 16 years old. I might have been like in 2009. If it was 2009, I was almost I was like 21 at that point in time. He might have been like 16, 17 years old. 16 is safe to say. Let's say I'm 20, 21 years old. He's 16. And I remember, man, we was at a family reunion, Myrtle Beach. We went to these outlets that they had down there. This guy goes into the GNC outlet and buys a big ass tub of muscle milk, bro. And we all like, we not laughing, clowning him, but we just kind of like, man, get out of here with that. Like, what you about to do with that? And like, yo, like he flipped that shit on the side of his head, and like he really got serious about his fitness. He did work at GNC for years though, so I think he learned a lot about. I think he learned like a lot about products and stuff like that, and what to buy when it came to like nutrition and supplements and stuff like that. And then he just went to work, bro, and like he really started working out and like he was a personal trainer for a while. He's a Philadelphia firefighter currently. But this man is in impeccable shape. Like, I post him sometimes. And like I got a lot of people be like, "Who is that?" Like, yeah, I mean, I got women that respond to my posts and be like, "Yo, who is that?" And I be like, "That's my cousin. He's married though." I mean, I never want to I mean, I'll never want to do nothing like that. I mean, give off like a false, impression of who he is, of a man. Yeah, I mean, I would never put him in no situation, whatever. But then like my friends, yeah, I mean, talking about some like, yo, bro, yo, your cuz look like an action figure, man. Like, I might need to hire him. And I'm like, yo, if I lived a little bit closer to Philadelphia, like to where it was like feasible, you know what I'm saying? Like I would definitely would hire him in a heartbeat to be my personal trainer. Like, and I would pay whatever because I know I would get results. So um, but that's why but I know he uses stuff like MyFitnessPal, and he's very, very meticulous and methodical with his nutrition, and that's the step that I'm missing. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm a little bit scared of it. You know what I mean? Not like fearful, but I'm just like it's that exposure therapy. Like I'm like worried about what I'm gonna learn, but I need to just rip the band-aid off and find out like, yo, how I should be eating. And yeah, I might be pleasantly surprised and being like, damn, like I actually need to be eating more food if I want to be you know what I mean, losing weight to a certain degree and all that. So, but yeah, we good. But yeah, that's what I've been working, and that's my New Year's resolution. If I had anyone, it would be to improve my nutrition. One thing I want to say though is that since I've been heavy in the gym 4 days a week since the end of August, early September, right? I've been heavy on it, right? And obviously, yeah, sometimes you see new people and stuff like that. But then I was wondering, like, thinking, like, dang, like, man, once the New Year's pop around, like, yo, we gonna get this New Year, new me crowd. Yeah, I mean, the New Year's resolution crowd. And I think that that is a thing, but I've yet to see it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I've yet to see that. Like even this is early in the week. I went to the gym today, and I didn't notice that there was new people in there. So like I don't know if my gym is not affected by the New Year, new me, New Year's resolutions, or if those are people that just don't come at 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the people that's going a little bit later or maybe in the afternoon, but like it hasn't hit me yet. You know what I mean? So I just thought, yeah, that's just been interesting. That's just something, an observation I made that I thought was like kind of weird. Like, I'm expecting like a weird influx. And like, uh, yeah, I mean, granted, we're only a couple days in. I have not seen like a wild influx of new people going at the time that I go. All right, so speaking of the gym though, speaking of the gym, I did want to share a video real quick, kind of as a segue. Because I was talking about being in the gym and gym culture and stuff like that. So let me share this video real quick. So here, this video, this lady, she about to start spitting real quick. And I don't know what y'all think about this though, man. Would y'all support this? Basically, woman sparks chaos, and it's so like so much hyperbole. Woman sparks chaos after calling out women for wearing gym outfits that are too revealing, calls for gym dress code. So, do you support this, or you think this is crazy? Here we go.
Women that come to the gym dress half naked, tube top, little shorts that roll up into their twat, and then sit there and wonder what we looking at. We can't even focus on working out because we too busy looking at you with your full display. Then y'all get mad when men look at y'all or stare at y'all and say, "Oh, he's being weird." No, you're being weird when you decided to wear no clothes to the gym. And I understand it's your body. It's your body. It's your choice. You can wear whatever it is that you want to wear. I do agree with that. However, I just feel like the gym needs a dress code at this point because women are coming in the gym with less and less clothes on. Where are your clothes, honey? Where are your clothes? Again, I understand it's your choice, but at the end of the day, this women that come to the gym dress.
All right, so let me get ready.
This is a public place and you're not at a beach. Like you're not at the pool. So why do you not, you have on as little clothes as possible to come to the gym to work out with all these other people. This is not your personal gym. Like it's not. If that's the case, you need to go to you make a gym at your house. Like nobody wants to see all of that. And then have the audacity to have an attitude when people stare at you. Like girl, this is a public place and you're not at a beach. Like
All right, so all right, dress code at the gym. I actually thought she was gonna go in a little bit more than that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy, like you know what I mean. And as a man, One thing I noticed though is that not a lot of women go at 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're not seeing that many. I'm not seeing that many women now. When I took off work, right, for a couple, for Christmas time, you know what I mean? So I'm off work and I'm going to the gym at like 9, 10 o'clock. Oh my God, there's like there's a lot of women that go then, and it's like it's kind of crazy. Like, so obviously I see women at the gym, and it's yeah, I got eyes, bro. So yeah, these some of these women is attractive. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily talking to nobody, going up to them or nothing like that, right? But I would say that yeah, over the years. I think it was like I don't know. I think there was a time when I was a young boy going to the gym. I was definitely not really. Yeah, I mean, you might see a girl or whatever in there that looks okay, but like I think it was because yeah, the way the clothes were, it was just like people went to the gym and they wore like old clothes. You know what I mean, to go to the gym. I mean, stuff they didn't care about. You know what I mean, almost like doing yard work almost. And so you had a lot of people in there looking like that, like even women. But then once like athleisure wear became a popular thing, once leggings became a popular thing, then women, yeah, I mean, then they start manufacturers and designers and stuff like that. They started making more clothes like that were that athletic leisure, but then it was like, all right, no, we're gonna specialize in workout clothes. And so like the pants became way more villain. They sell these leggings now that like where you kind of put your cheek into them, whatever, so it kind of makes it look like more defined. So I'm seeing a lot more of that type of stuff. I do see women wearing like the like almost like a bra almost, you know what I'm saying? And I'm guessing like, yeah, sometimes that type of stuff was a thing. If you look at like old Richard Simmons workout videos and stuff like that, like some of them women that had them like leotards on, yeah, that probably would be revealing and stuff too, whatever. In terms of a dress code, I don't necessarily know, but here's the thing. I don't think that if you are unfortunately, if you're a woman and you go into the gym and you are dressed a certain way, you cannot be mad that men are looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like you stand out, you know what you're doing. When you put on that outfit and you looked yourself in the mirror, because yeah, you ain't just put on no gym outfit and just leave. Like you looked in the mirror at that, you knew what it was. I mean, you knew and you know you don't normally dress like that. That'd be the thing. That's the thing too. It's like, and obviously you're not supposed to necessarily dress in the same stuff that you wear every day, but like you knew what you was wearing. You knew the attention that you was gonna get wearing that stuff, but you wore it anyway, and then you mad and you want make videos about people gawking at you and harassment and stuff like that. And it's like, girl, read the room, and act accordingly, whatever. And they do make other type of clothes. Yeah, I mean, because yeah, there's still women that go into the gym and it's like they don't get no looks, and they ain't looking no extra particular way. You bought gym clothes to look cute, and then what I noticed though, this is crazy too, because going to the gym a lot, bro, man, there's a lot of women that go to the gym, and I do think they be looking for dudes. Like they're like, if I had to take a percentage, like, all right, and this is gonna be, I would say that like, all right, only 20% of women that go to the gym be like going hard. You know what I'm saying? And focus. You know what I mean? I've seen so many women at the gym that bro, they don't do shit. Like they don't be doing nothing. Like I mean, like I'll be in a room doing like a core workout, whatever, and doing a lot of like, ab type stuff, doing push-ups, doing calisthenics and stuff like that. And I see a woman come in the room, whatever, and I'm in there for 25 minutes. You know what I mean, getting it in. You know what I mean, doing something. They might be in there for 5 minutes. You know what I mean, I'm thinking like, what did you come in here for? You know what I mean, and I've seen so many women like get on machines, like even like cardio machines, and like they just get on it and then like get off like after like 2 minutes, whatever. I'm thinking like, what did you actually do? Like, what workout did you actually perform there? Like I said, there are women that go hard. Um, I would, I don't, maybe I did say a too high percentage, whatever, but I would say it's way way less than half of women that are going hard and focused at the gym. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little funny. It's just something that I've noticed an observation. But since we was talking about gym culture and stuff like that, That's what I noticed. We talking about dress codes, but what about the people that are like? I feel like the people that are dressed the most revealing be the ones that don't be really getting it in. Let's compound that. Yeah, the ones that be wearing the crazy stuff, they don't be the ones that be really getting it in either. So, but yeah, we can move on. We can move on. What do you think? What do you think? Just go to the gym. Just go to the gym for men and women, for women only. What do you think? What do you think? Leave a comment below. All right, let me see what we got next. All right, all right, so we got some quick headlines and then we're gonna move into the nitty gritty of stuff. So this came out, I saw this a couple weeks ago. But actually it's interesting though, nonetheless. So it says after 50 years on ABC, the Oscars are moving to YouTube in 2029. So that sounds like a faraway time, but it's 2026 now. So it says the Oscars are officially logging off broadcast television and pressing play on YouTube, signaling a major shift in how Hollywood's biggest night will reach the world. According to the Hollywood Reporter, after more than 5 decades on ABC, the Academy Awards are preparing for a historic move to YouTube beginning in 2029, making one of the most dramatic distribution changes in the show's long-running history. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced Wednesday, and this was a couple weeks ago, that YouTube will become the exclusive global home of the Oscars through 2033, while ABC will continue airing the ceremony through its 100th show in 2028. It says starting with the 101st Oscars, the ceremony will stream live and free on YouTube to more than 2 billion users worldwide, with additional access for YouTube TV subscribers in the United States. The agreement extends far beyond the main telecast, bringing red carpet coverage, behind the scenes content, nomination announcements, the Governor's Awards, the nominees luncheon, student academy awards, scientific and technical awards, and original programming directly to the platform. So that is very interesting, and it kind of marks, yeah, it really does mark the end of an era because for an award show who, they get a lot of ad revenue dollars. Like, people sell all type of crazy ads during these things. I mean, but for them to move solely into like streaming and like into the biggest streamer in the world, which is YouTube, that is like it's monumental. And but what it sounds like is that they will be able to offer more because when you are on broadcast television, it is all about like one, it's a lot more censored. You know what I mean? Like it's you got more FCC censorship with that type of stuff. You know what I mean? You can't have certain things on TV, live TV. Um, but also too, like it's about like there's an entertainment value that has to be sustained. The one thing about YouTube, although it is entertaining, people would say that YouTube is very informative as well. But YouTube alone doesn't rely on when you watch something on YouTube, you're not necessarily looking for like you want to, it's because you want to see everything, you want to know everything. You don't necessarily watch YouTube because you're like, oh my God, like I need all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? So like think about all the awards, like, and just say the Grammys, just say they move to, a streaming service like YouTube one day. Like all those different awards that you don't get to see televised, like if it's on YouTube or a platform like that, it looks like we will be able to. And what's going to happen is because I did Sunday Ticket for the first time, like, and I only did like the last like 2 months, so it didn't cost me that much money, right? So what I noticed is that when you're on YouTube and you're on the NFL, like you're on their channel, right? Their channel, then it has all these different broadcasts that you can see. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be like an Oscars like channel that you subscribe to or you join, whatever. And then when you click on that, all these different little options are gonna pop up and it's gonna probably have like the behind the scenes content. It's gonna have the different awards. It's gonna have all that type of stuff. And they can literally stream for hours without any true commercial break. I guess there will be some type of ad that'll pop up, whatever, but like they don't gotta like cut. You know what I'm saying? They could kind of run continuous and then because the ads just pop up as they pop up, whatever. But like you're just gonna see you're gonna see mostly a continuous feed. Um, I guess with live, I don't watch too much live stuff on YouTube, so I don't know how ads work, whatever. But I know they do get ad dollars somehow. But I think there might be even more money in this. I mean, directly to the Academy, as opposed to like on national TV. So I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it is interesting. And it's something to look out for. It's something to look out for. And then another thing I wanted to talk about was staying in entertainment. Um, this is one of my favorite pages on Instagram. It's called Wealth. It says 2026 is going to be one of the biggest in entertainment history. So when they say entertainment, they're talking about movies, they're talking about TV shows, they're talking about video games, they're talking about all these different aspects of entertainment. So let's see some of these that they're talking about. So the Odyssey is supposed to come out. The Odyssey is supposed to come out finally. Like if you know the Iliad and the Odyssey. Forza Horizon 6, that's a video game that's supposed to be coming out. The Boys final season will be dropping. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, that's a movie. Gears of War, that's a video game. E-Day's coming out. Super Bowl 60, Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. It says BTS will come back. I didn't know they went anywhere. You know what I mean? But BTS will come back, and that's one of them K-pop groups. Toy Story 5, which I am looking forward to that because that's supposed to be like toys versus technology. But Toy Story 5 will be dropping. There's gonna be a Wolverine video game, exclusively Wolverine. Dune Part 3. I never seen the first two. FIFA World Cup 2026. Halo have its release. Halo campaign evolved will release on the PS5. Euphoria, the final season Euphoria will finally come out. They didn't mention Game of Thrones and the new Game of Thrones show like that. Those are supposed to also come out too. Hunger Games: Sunrise of the Reaping. I guess that's like another spinoff or like I don't know if that's a prequel or sequel. Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out. Grand Theft Auto 6, which everybody's been anticipating that, and then much, 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 much more. So, what are you looking forward to? I'm definitely looking forward to that GTA 6. I'm definitely looking forward to the Super Bowl. I'm definitely looking forward to the World Cup. Some of these shows I definitely want to see. I want to see the Odyssey. I do want to see what they do with that, how long that's going to be, because if you know anything about the Odyssey, that book is crazy long. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But it's interesting, and yeah, we'll stay tuned. But leave a comment below. What's something entertainment wise, whether it's yeah, because music is hard to tell. Nobody like it feels like the artists don't give out a lot of information. Um, I hopefully if we talk about music though, hopefully we get some Drake. We get a Drake album. Hopefully we get a Cole album. We might get some Kendrick this year. I mean, we got Wale this past year. Maybe we get some Big Sean. Um, maybe some Hove. I mean, maybe new Beyonce comes out. Like, yeah, they've been keeping the music. They kind of kept to themselves. They ain't really shared no music on that one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's move on. Let's move on. So those are quick headlines. And then let's talk about it, man. So let's get into this. So obviously I told you, man, I watched the new Dave Chappelle comedy special. And which this one is called, it has a controversial name, so I'm gonna say it, but Chappelle. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We're just gonna call it Dave Chappelle, the Unstoppable. Yeah, we'll say Dave Chappelle, the Unstoppable, but there is a longer name that is like edited, and you can see that longer title when you are on Netflix and you click on it. But it doesn't a lot of because it's something about the Unstoppable Negro Act. It's Dave Chappelle, the Unstoppable Negro Act. And man, that was yo, Dave Chappelle. Let me get to my outline real quick. Yeah, Dave Chappelle is definitely like we're not talking about just comedians because when you say comedians, like you gotta understand there's specialties in comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are comedic actors in movies, some people are sitcom comedians, some people are stand-up comedians, some people are improv comedians. Um, there's a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, like, types of comedy and things like that. You might be a roaster, you know what I'm saying? Like on, be a part of Friars Club or something like that. So I would say in terms of stand up comedy, Dave Chappelle is the stand-up GOAT, right? And I'm not, and this is not no not this is not to be a knock to anybody before him or after him or different cultures or anything. But I've seen so many Dave Chappelle specials now, and like when it comes to like every like his repertoire, like what he has in his bag, right? He to me, I think he's the most technically gifted and technically sound. I think he's the most gifted and technically sound comedian in the business. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to his ability to tell stories, right? Like he can just run off a great story and just be going in, right? His timing, right? So even while he's telling a story for him, even when he's just like he's telling a story and it don't seem funny at first, whatever, and then like his timing to pull back and say the thing that's funny. You know what I'm saying? Um his ability to make important and heavy topics entertaining, right? So he's going in on this in this particular one. He was talking a lot about Diddy, you know what I'm saying, and what's going on with that. He's talking a lot about what's going on in the United States with our current administration, and kind of tying those different things in. And but then he also started talking about like history, you know what I mean, and how it all kind of ties into all this. And one thing he did talk about was Jack Johnson, the great, first like great black heavyweight boxer, and basically like how he was stopped. You know what I mean? Like basically the government like stopped him with crimes, you know what I'm saying? And they created this thing called the Mann Act, which has to do with, you know, soliciting, what I mean, sexual favors and stuff like that. Well, that's kind of what they bagged Diddy for, whatever. And it's kind of weird because like obviously we know Diddy to do a lot of different things, and like I would say that most people would say that what he actually got charged and convicted with is not even the worst thing that he could get convicted with, whatever. I think people are just happy that he's locked up. But like just for him to like tie those things into each other, but then also to make them funny. I think also too, like the structure of an actual comedy set, like one thing like Dave Chappelle has taught me what a comedy set should kind of look like the setups and stuff like that. Like he's a true tactician when it comes to comedy. But like the callback, I remember it was a special he said long. It was a while ago, and he taught the audience what a callback is, whatever. And like now, I pay attention to the callback every time. And like, yeah, great comedians do it, whatever. Like you tell a joke, you know what I mean? You say this, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then the callback is for you to say that funny thing, for you to like tie it into the end of your closer, whatever. But like never before have I watched comedy and like a comedian like kind of explain it and break it down to you. And that's what I'm saying. That's what Dave Chappelle can do. That's what he can do, and that's what he does do in his comedy. And it's very unprecedented when you really think about it. And it's like, yo, bro, no, he is crazy with it. Like he's really impressive. But but yeah, this special was I seen the last special live, right? So I think it was called The Dreamer. And that was like the short name of it. So I seen that in DC. And he's always happy because he's from DC, so he's always happy to perform there. It was at the arena, you know what I mean? Where the Caps and the Wizards play, whatever. And it was good. It was good live. I was laughing. It was good, whatever. I remember watching it when it dropped on Netflix and they didn't use that venue, which was like weird. Like I just thought I was like, man, like, I thought this was the gonna be the recorded one. You know what I mean? And it was good, but when you played it back, it was like it was still good, but it wasn't as funny. This special was fun, way funnier than that one. And also though, he had like like I said, the tie-in and the timing of it was like perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he told the jokes about like and just telling stories about how he got canceled for the trans stuff, performing in Saudi Arabia and basically saying like it's safer. It's easier for him to perform somewhere like that, whatever. And like basically saying like he has like the full creative license and range to kind of do whatever he wants. But like here in America, we still, even though cancer culture doesn't seems to have died out, it still is a thing. And like it's you're still always offending somebody here in America when it comes to like jokes and stuff like that. And he's talking about over there how it's like it's just bro, he could just flow with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, him telling like the jokes about Diddy, but also him like being honest and being like, yo, bro, like yeah, like I know what he did some bad things, whatever, but like he admitted he's like, yo, I'm cool with Bull though. Like y'all remember he saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Like when Dave Chappelle got attacked. And I remember him telling the story of him getting attacked on the Dreamer. And so he's telling the story about him getting attacked, and like he tells the story that like Diddy is the one that saved him. Like Diddy's the one that tackled the dude, whatever. So it's like, and it's kind of crazy. So it's like these people will be like, even though we know them to be guilty of certain things, these people be flawed humans, man, to where like there do be good in them. Like as much as I know the documentaries and stuff like that is like, create people to be a monster, but like when you know people in different ways, it's easy to just say like, oh, that person's just a monster, and just dismiss them, especially when you don't have to have no dealings with somebody. But then when you hear somebody that actually had dealings with them, and granted, they might not have been that personal, they might not have been that close, they might not have been doing no real business with each other. But when you hear a different perspective, it automatically feels like they're defending them. But it's like, no, I'm not defending this dude. That's literally what my interaction was with this man, whatever. It was all positive. It was this, it was that. And it's just kind of crazy. Like, and I know that that probably did rub people the wrong way, but like that special was man funny. He told these jokes about how why he likes living where he lives at in Ohio. And he makes this joke that he owns the whole town. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and people was coming up to him. So, and it's almost like he's like a king. And so he's like, yeah, there my lord, my lord, my lord. Like he's making all these jokes about like, people coming up to him and like being the first to tell him things. Almost like he don't run the town, but like he owns everything. So people come to him first. And then so they're asking him about like, hey, I think you should do something about affordable housing. And he's just looking like, well, I can afford my house, you know what I'm saying? And then saying like, I can afford yours too. Are you trying to sell? You know what I mean? And he's saying basically how like if it was the opposite way around, if it was a white rich comedian moving into a black area, obviously we call that gentrification. He said, but what he's doing, where he's a black man that's wealthy, buying up a mostly white town, he said, there's not even a word for what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? There's not even a word for what I'm doing. And it was just like, even though it's like, why is that funny? Bro, it's funny. It's ironic. It's crazy. And again, his timing, his delivery, the way he talks about it, it's A1. It's A1. So I definitely recommend if you haven't watched the Dave Chappelle special yet, I definitely need you to go check that out. He's showing the levels, man. He's showing that there's levels to this, and I would say like when it comes to comedy specials, stand-up comedy as that art form, he's the greatest ever, man. He's the greatest ever. So, but what do you think? What do you think? Did you see it? Leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts about it. Um, I wanted to say, what else are you watching though? That's what I want to ask you guys. What else are you guys watching? So I'm watching a couple different things, and one was by accidental discovery, right? So sometimes I'm watching TV. I mean, and sometimes you just want like background noise, or you just want something that like. And I know it's like we talk about that second screen like viewing and stuff like that, and like there be a lot of shows because I get invested into the shows that I watch. So like I don't try to put on stuff like I want to see if I don't really plan on watching it, whatever. And so that was the one thing about cable is that like Yes, that was the nice thing about cable, where it's like, yeah, I could flip and like I don't care about what the hell's on, but it's like I might find something interesting, it might be cool, whatever. So, Roku, right? I mean, almost everybody got, like, not everybody, but people got Roku. Some people got Fire Stick TV, whatever. So Roku, they have their own network of channels and things like that. They have like the Roku channel, where it shows like movies and different series and stuff like that. Well, if you have Roku TV, there's a feature that says live TV guide, right? So, bro, you click on that joint, right? And it'll be a channel of one show, and they show that show 24 hours a day. So, for example, the first show that I noticed that was like, well, you know what? It was a Family Feud, like, and it was like I didn't know what I was watching, whatever. But like, you could watch like basically Family Feud, like sped up episodes, or where they'll just show you like the Fast Money section of each whatever. So I remember doing that, whatever, and this whatever. So it was one time I had been like to scroll down a couple channels, whatever, and found The Price is Right. And so, like, my shorty, she liked The Price is Right. You know what I'm saying? And she loves it, whatever. So she was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was so cool, right? So The Price is Right. Let's talk about that real quick. And I know Levi talks about The Price is Right on What Are We Doing? But and I know he watches it and he likes Drew Carey. Like, he'll watch it today and everything like that. But like, I don't think you realize, like, The Price is Right is the real gauge of the economy. Like, and I don't think people realize that, because yeah, The Price is Right. The objective is to name the price of everyday household items. So any type of grocery, any type of cleaning product, everyday household items, and then occasionally you are like, pricing like furniture or like a trip or something like that, right? You're just trying to find a price, but most of the games have to do with everyday items that we find in a grocery store. And bro, they have and it's called The Price is Right, and it's the Barker era, whatever. And so it's 24/7 loop of old episodes of The Price is Right. But like, what was interesting about that is, one, yeah, I mean, how long The Price is Right has been around. It's been around since, like, was it 74? It might be, I think it's like 74, 78. Let me just double check that real quick. Price is Right. And I don't want them to tell me. Okay. Yeah. So it's actually 72. So 72. So they have episodes, I'm telling you, from 1972 on this, and they're showing it to us, right? But the interesting thing about watching the old episodes was seeing how much things cost back in the day. Like, talking about grocery items, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it was like a Cornish hen, like a whole, yeah, I mean, and granted, that's a small chicken. It was like 75 cents for that, whatever. So yeah, bro, like all different type of products. It's like dirt cheap. I mean, and like, again, and granted, even brand new cars. Think about a brand new car costing four digits, right? Like a brand new car costing $8,000, brand new, 0 miles on it. Like, think about that, right? Now, granted, some of the cars the cars was clean too, but anything, they're brand new cars. There was a lot of Pontiacs back in the day they was selling on there or winning on there. A lot of Cadillacs. Sometimes there would be some pickup trucks. There was a lot of cool vehicles, but like, yo, bro, imagine getting a brand new car for $9,000. You know what I'm saying? Or even like there was like a brand new Cadillac and it was like fully loaded, and it was like this was like maybe a little bit more modern, but it was like $25,000. And it was like, damn. And like, it's just cool watching the show and always trying to figure out what year it is. And you're also like just looking like how cheap certain grocery items were. And it's like, if you want to gauge what the economy is really looking like, just need to watch a week full of The Price is Right, and just to see, like, or every year, what I mean, watch it, every quarter, watch a couple episodes of The Price is Right, just to gauge, like, oh damn, the price went up on this, the price went up on that. Damn, this is. But yeah, that was my biggest observation with that. So that was dope. But like, they have a channel. So back to this Roku thing, right? They have a channel for pretty much every TV show that you like. And I'm not saying every TV show ever created, but like the TV show, like there's a lot of game shows on there. There's a lot of different like series on there where it's nothing but that show 24 hours a day. So like as I'm scrolling through, like, and they show you promotions and commercial, you know what I mean, ads for like the other channels. Bro, there's a Degrassi channel, right? Um, the one I was really hype about, the one I was super hype about, because I was just scrolling. I'm like, oh, I seen Ninja Warrior. I was, oh, that's cool. You know what I seen when I kept scrolling down? I seen American Gladiators, and I was like, "Yo, I seen that documentary like a year or two ago. Maybe it's longer than that." And so hype, and just wondering, like, damn, when, where, and when. One, I would like them to bring it back, but like, where can I find the old episodes of American Gladiators? Yeah, you could YouTube some BS, whatever. But like, bro, they got all like they playing everything. They playing the whole joint, whatever, American Gladiators. And it was just cool, man, because it was like I put my son on because I was like trying to show him like I was trying to explain that show to him before because we watched the show Guts, you know what I mean, from Nickelodeon. And I'm trying to explain to him like this, there's an adult version of this that I used to watch all the time called American Gladiators. And he can't really conceptualize it. And then seeing it, it's like, yo, this show is lit, dad. And like, so yeah, 24 hours a day. The only thing is it's live, right? So you cannot pause it, you cannot fast forward, you cannot rewind. It's one of those things that's just a nice, like, all right, I don't know what to watch. I don't know what I want to. I don't know what I exactly want to watch. I don't want to get it, pick a show and then like have to rewind because I wasn't paying attention to it. Let me just click the channel a couple times and then I get to like one of these channels and like that I thought that was the biggest plus and perk of this all. But amazing, Roku did the big one with that. But like yo, looking at the channels and looking at what they have to offer, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So like. I could see like if I, just this idea, like I know we talked about the monopolies and we talk about all these streaming services buying each other and stuff like that, whatever. But like at the end of the day, there are still like companies that are that have content and they're just putting it out for the free, you know what I mean, for free and showing some love. But yeah, it was very, very eye-opening, very interesting, but I loved it, man. And it's like, yeah, this is like my go-to now. You know what I mean? But the other show that I'm watching, other than those things, I'm watching a show called Brockmire, which is it's kind of crazy. It stars Hank Azaria, which he's known as one of the voice actors on The Simpsons, like one of the most iconic voice actors of The Simpsons. And yeah, bro, this show is crazy. Basically, he is this he's a sports announcer, right? Who basically throws his career away when he has this crash out moment on air, right? So basically, he's like, and he's supposed to be like the play by play announcer for like the Kansas City Royals or something like that. And he goes into work after he caught his wife cheating on him, and like she cheated on him in like a very nasty, very crazy way, right? And finding out that she's like really like some crazy nymphomaniac, right? And he's like on air, like he's drinking and like he's just talking about his situation while he's supposed to be calling the game. He's just, and it's just like, and then he goes viral. But then he loses his career, but then he goes viral, and then like everybody knows him for that. And then what happens is he gets a second chance to be an announcer, but it's called Morristown, and it's supposed to take place in Pennsylvania, right? So ironically, Morristown, Pennsylvania for the Frackers, and he becomes like their announcer, and like he just goes to all these different hijinks as he's like trying to find his footing in this new role. But like it's very raunchy, very raw comedy. It's very yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This whole show is crazy, but it's definitely something that I think you should check out if you haven't. It's been around for a while. I think it was an AMC show, and then some of the shows like kind of get dissolved into Netflix and stuff like that. So I'm discovering it late. I think the last season of it was probably in like 2020. I'm discovering late. There's like 4 seasons, but I'm fully into it, and I can't wait to see the end though. But what are you watching? What are you tuned into? Let me know. Let me know. Let's our last main thing that we're going to talk about is the NFL. and then we got a couple of little subtopics as we talk about the NFL. So Myles Garrett gets the sack record. So yeah, if we talk about the NFL final week of the NFL season, we see Myles Garrett get the sack record, and he now has the record at 23 sacks. The previous record was 22 and a half sacks. Tied a couple different times. I think Strahan originally broke it. Yeah, he had the 22 and a half sacks, and then a couple other guys have like tied that. Um, when asked about it, Michael Strahan had a tongue-in-cheek response though. He says, I hold the record for a 16 game season. He was like, he holds the record for a 17 game season. So that's, athlete is always gonna look for a way to kind of like justify and like kind of bolster up their thing. Myles Garrett was supposed to obliterate, like, and I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy to sack a quarterback 23 times. But for him to get respect, and that's why I kind of said last year when Saquon was close to breaking, like he could have broke Dickerson's record if he'd have played that game. But my thing is like for you to get respect from the veterans about a new record when we have more games now, you have to kill the record. Like you have to eclipse it. You have to and eclipse it means you overshadow it. And the only way you overshadow a record is by obliterating the record. So like for example, and even obliterating would be like if he had 25 sacks, that's crazy. That's crazy. If you got a quarter, bro, if you got 25 sacks in one season, you are a legend. You are legendary. You're animal, you're freaking nature. You know what I'm saying? So like if you would have been able to pull something off like that, that would have been really, really impressive. That would have been like, yo, like this guy's no joke. Stop playing with him. You know what I'm saying? Um, but like when you break it by a half sack, it's like, it's like, if somebody were to get 30 sacks, that's crazy. Like it's like, oh yeah, wrap it up. Like nobody's breaking that record ever again. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, so he does have that. And I actually wanted to segue into a quick video here, and it made me want to look at the sack leaders from previous years, whatever. But I have a video where a guy talks about basically pass rushers don't move the needle like we think they do. All right. So hold on one second. Yeah, let's pause it real quick. All right, so let's take a look at this video real quick here, and let's see what we got. What kind of takes that we can make from this. So let's see what he got to say. Pull this up here. Nope. Okay. All right, so let's see what this guy's talking about here. Okay, here we go.
Edge rushers are not needle movers. Somebody sat here and told you that too. Micah Parsons ain't a needle mover. The Green Bay Packers, they still gonna do whatever they gonna do with or without him. The Green Bay Packers won 11 games last year without Micah Parsons. They on pace to win 11 games this year, and they've had a healthy Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons just went from a bad situation to a good situation. He didn't make the Green Bay Packers better. And you can go to the grocery store and argue with the produce section. Dallas Cowboys, the team he left, on the same pace with wins and losses. Nick Bosa, $34 million man. He played 14 of the 17 games last year. His team won 6. They've been without him for most of the year. They looking for win number 11. Myles Garrett, he on pace to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. His team is going to win less than 5 games. Max Crosby, he plays for the Oakland Raiders, possibly the worst team in football. The edge rusher just is not a needle mover like that. They just don't. A great edge rusher is a great edge rusher, and he's a compliment on a great team. He's not going to change the team, though. Edge rushers are not needle movers.
That you know what? That's an interesting conversation, right? So obviously there's, I'm a Packers fan, so there's obviously a lot of talk about, our team not being as good without Michael Parsons. And it made me really think about like, dang, like is he making a good point? Yeah, I mean, like, cause yeah, the Packers were like they felt like they were better. It's like you feel like you need that edge rusher. You need a pass rush. You don't necessarily need edge rushers because if you have an Aaron Donald, if you got somebody that knows how to wreck an interior, you're gonna win a lot of games as well. Yeah, I mean, just by rushing up the middle. But like I think we are conditioned to think like, oh, yo, edge rusher is automatically gonna make my team better. My team's gonna be nice, and then it made me look at like now I wanted to look back and think like, all right, let's look at the sack leaders, right? And now, granted, I'm only looking at the leader. I'm not looking at like everybody, like because you don't necessarily have to be the leader, but you can still be an amazing pass rusher and what I mean it tells a story, whatever. But like, all right, we think about edge rushers, right? So the sack leader this year was Myles Garrett. Look at the team he played for, the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have not been good ever. They made the playoffs a couple times. I think he was hurt some of last year, right? Whatever. But they made the playoffs a couple times, whatever, but he hasn't made them like a better team. Last year the sack leader was Trey Hendrickson. He played for the Bengals. Bengals, not a great team. You know what I'm saying? Not even a playoff team. A couple years before that was the Steelers. And now this might have been a time when the Steelers were not in the playoffs. Let me think. 2023. Um, they had a winning record, but I don't know if they made the playoffs. Oh yeah, they lost first round, whatever. All right. So lost first round to the Bills. Let's see. Nick Bosa. Now Nick Bosa played for the 49ers. This 49ers team, they lost in the conference championship to the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. So in 2022, Nick Bosa was the leader with 18 and a half sacks. Then we got another TJ Watt season. That season they lost wild card round, got blown out by the Chiefs. Then TJ Watt led the league again in 2020. Let's see, lost a wild card round to the Browns. Okay. See, Shaquille Barrett in 2019. That might have been the year they won Super Bowl. Was it the year they won Super Bowl? No, they didn't even make the playoffs that year. Okay, in 2019, Shaquille Barrett was the sack leader. Aaron Donald in 2018, sack leader. They lost the Super Bowl to that was the year they lost to the Patriots 13-3. Chandler Jones for the Cardinals. I know they couldn't have been that good. Yeah, 8-8, didn't even make the playoffs. Let's see. I mean, if Aaron Donald's leading your team in sacks, I'm pretty sure you're a good team. Vic Beasley led the league. That was a low season. Only like 16 and a half sacks. That's when they lost the Super Bowl. So like, okay. So I can see what he's saying. I can see there's some truth to what he's saying, but I think having a pass rusher, having an elite edge rusher is better than not having any elite edge rusher. But I can see what he's saying is that like basically a edge rusher can be schemed out of the game. The thing is with Michael Parsons though is that he doesn't just play edge rusher though. You know what I'm saying? He could play the edge. He could play, I mean, they line him up in the middle. He could play weak side linebacker. So I see his point, whatever, but at the same time, it's like it's better than not. I think we are conditioned because we seen the Von Miller run, right? And we seen what he did for a team, like how he was the game changer for a team. We've seen players like Reggie White over the years. We've seen, even JJ Watt, you know what I'm saying? Which he wasn't really edge rusher. He's more of like an interior guy. But I can see what he's saying, but like I don't think that tells the whole story, but basically it's like, yeah, it looks fancy, but it's not as important as like a good middle linebacker, or it's not as important as a shutdown corner. Like I would think, yeah, having shutdown corners is way better, probably way more important than that. Because even if you're not having a pass rush, or they might even create a pass rush because it's like, all right, I'm covering these guys so long that like somebody got to get to the quarterback, whatever. So I see the point that he's making. I don't know if it's not 100%. It's not a foolproof take though. You know what I'm saying? All right, but yeah, let's what else happened in NFL this past week? Okay, Black Monday. So we have the coach that's basically the coach firing day. And the Browns, they finally fired Kevin Stefanski after 6 seasons. He made two playoff appearances, he has one playoff win, and he won two Coach of the Year awards. But again, the Browns are just mostly they're subpar. Like yes, he did overachieve a couple years, and those two times he made the playoffs, he won Coach of the Year. Probably not deserved though. So I guess it's exciting that you see a team like kind of rally with backup quarterbacks and different reasons when the times that they've kind of won, but they don't have sustained success, and it doesn't look like the team is gonna get better anytime soon. He had a like that's a reasonable run though. You know what I mean? And I think that's a reasonable sample size to determine like if your coach is good or not, especially on a weak team. You know what I mean? Like the Browns are used to like revolving guys. And I think they gave him a chance. And then when he made the playoffs a couple times that like kind of like extended his life. But like overall the team was not getting better. The Cardinals fired Jonathan Gannon. That job is a revolving door because even before him, it was Cliff Kingsbury, and before him, it was I think it was a brother. I forget what his name, but yeah, the Cardinals are not. They're just not gonna be good, man. If they don't establish something, and I get it. I mean, he had like 3 seasons. You know what I mean? So I guess that's still a longer leash than a lot of other coaches get. You know what I mean? Before they get fired, but. Revolving door. I don't even think he's really made any playoff appearances, but fire deserving so. The Raiders fired Pete Carroll. Um, and that's not that surprising, but at the same time, I'm thinking like, all right, was Pete Carroll like a stopgap? Like, did y'all hire Pete Carroll just to kind of like get y'all through a certain moment? Because after one season, it's kind of crazy because it's like, all right, you're about to get the number one pick. Maybe the idea is like, no, we want whoever gets this pick is gonna be the guy that we stick with for a couple years. But it's like the Raiders is just a dumpster fire, man. Like you think about this is their sixth coach since 2021. Now, granted, I just said 2021. 6 seasons haven't even passed since 2021, right? So they've had six coaches. And I think they just got to keep somebody there for a while and let them develop. I think the plan they did go all in with John Gruden, and then he had that like weird email controversy, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know exactly what happened with that. And then you think about the Henry Ruggs. And so, like they've had a lot of crazy things. They try to bring Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown like crashed out. Like a lot of weird things has happened to them in the last 10 years. And like yeah, it feels like there's no hope in sight. Whatever. So we'll see what they do. They do have number one pick. A lot of people feel like they're going to pick Fernando Mendoza. I don't know if that's necessarily the right pick. You know what I'm saying? Like they really breaking the boy down. It's like, yeah, he has some wins, but like he don't really play good in the game when they play good opponents, even if they won, he don't play good in those games. So it's like we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they need to do. But that's in terms of headlines, that's pretty much what's going on. And the playoff picture is already set. We'll talk about playoff matchups another time. But I will, and this is the last topic. This is the last thing we'll talk about is the Packers. They limp into the playoffs on an unprecedented 4-game losing streak. So it doesn't make me feel good as a Packer fan that we made the playoffs after losing four straight. Now, if you talk about the last game of the season, week 18, they played no starters at all. Like they had like really third stringers in there, third string quarterback. They had backup running backs. They might have had some starting linemen in there. Ooh, they might have had some starting linemen in there, but like they didn't have anybody that was really gonna they had no impactful players playing in the game. um, so that's kind of understandable, but like some of them other losses, it's like it's tough. You know what I mean? This has to be one of the worst runs to the playoffs in recent history. Other than being a team that's under 500, the Packers finished 9-7-1. So winning season. Glad we finished with a win record. Glad we're in the playoffs, but losing four straight to get in does leave a bad taste in your mouth. Um, we would have been if we could have won those four games, the Packers would have ended the season with 13 wins, which is a superb season, right? It's a superb season going what we would have been 13-3-1. Like we wouldn't even had yeah, we wouldn't even have had four losses, whatever. 13-3-1 if we could have ran the table. I didn't think I didn't think that we would lose all four of those games. I understand resting starters though. So like the last week 18 doesn't bother me as much. Losing to the Ravens bothered me because of how we lost and because Malik Willis played well, but our defense completely shit the bed. I mean, and they let Derrick Henry run for over 200 yards and bully them the whole game. So that was frustrating. Losing to the Bears was frustrating because we know we had many chances to seal the deal and end the game, and that onside kick is something that's going to haunt us. So, but like that was a winnable game. The Broncos game, we were winning that game. Like we were playing really well in that game until Christian Watson gets hurt. Then Micah Parsons got hurt, and then our starting right tackle got hurt. And so like the team fell apart. The line like stopped. It seemed like I don't think they stopped blocking for him, but like them trying to shuffle guys around and having one of their best tackle out, it caused major issues for the team. So that was tough. So I feel like I mean I was three of those losses are semi legitimate, but like two of those losses come with some crazy caveats. You know what I'm saying? The Bears lost, not only did Jordan Love go out, but like all those other bad luck things happened. Um, if we would have beat the Ravens, then we would have been urgent and we would have been playing for the division. And so that would have been nice. And like we'd have moved up to like the 2 seed, 3 seed, maybe. That would have been exciting, but like it's just tough. It's just tough. So like I don't exactly know where we go from here. I think we definitely have a chance against the Bears. We know the Bears. The Bears know us. In the last several weeks, we haven't shown them like anything from the first team. We haven't shown them like anything that they can go off of. Even in the last game, when you're playing with Malik Willis, the game plan kind of changed, or whatever. So like we definitely have a chance because we beaten the Bears before. But like are they lost, I think, the last two games. I mean, so they're going into the playoffs on a losing streak. So like they're gonna be hungry as well. We're gonna be hungry to get that taste out of our mouth, but like they're gonna be hungry as well. And they have a lot to prove. I mean, they are playing at home. It might feel like they're playing with house money, but I feel like and I think we're actually the favorites, but I feel like we have a lot less to lose. Um, in some ways, I mean, because if we lose, it might be the end of the Matt LaFleur era. I mean, he don't got a renewed contract, so we don't know, man. And then our coordinator might get scooped up, like so. It's a lot of things that could happen, but we'll see, man. We'll see. But go Pack, go! And I'm looking forward to seeing our guys' full strength and seeing what we can do. But yeah, y'all, this is another episode. So yeah, I'm happy to be back. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about the NFL. We talked about pass rushers being a needle mover. We talked a little bit about the new year, new me, club culture. We talked about some headlines and entertainment. Definitely the Chappelle special. And these are other things that we're watching on TV though. But very interesting, very good. I'm happy to be back with y'all. If you're brand new to the channel, I need you to remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, leave a comment below, hit the share button. Yeah, man, this is episode 219 of the 280 Plus podcast, y'all. I'm your host, Low Steph, and I'm out.